If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's enjoy this weekend. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room, welcome back. Yeah, I know it's Sunday. I know football going on. I know people got other things happening on Sunday, but I felt like getting this out the way because it is, your boy's birthday coming up on Tuesday, and I wanted to be able to, do a show, get that squared away so that I won't have to, worry about it on a Tuesday. We might do a birthday show on Tuesday. Who knows? But because I skipped Friday, I wanted to make sure I got this conversation about the way. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long today, but I am gonna be here to spit some game to y'all today. What's going on, Arius? I see you, Prince Young, the Sheriffist, my brother Fooster Files in the building, Team 642. We got some things to talk about, man. So go ahead, hit that like button, check in to the chat. Let me know what's going on, man. Share this live to others. Let's get this shit started, man. We got some things to talk about. We start out every podcast with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. And there's a few things that we have to discuss today that I wanted to be able to talk about. Now, first and foremost, this Meg situation. I want to get to the whole Gunna thing, but I don't want to spend too much time on that because it's pretty open and shut with that situation. But I didn't shy away from the topic. I kind of spoke on it, but gave kind of my interpretation of how I felt about the whole Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez thing. I didn't want to put it past anyone or just be stuck in my own confirmation that I felt for a fact that somebody was guilty without going and looking at the evidence and the things behind it. And the more and more trial happens, the more and more I'm leaning towards, in my opinion, I think that her ex-best friend shot her. Now, the only reason I think that is because how she's going about it. And not just that, because we've heard so much about that, but there was something that stuck out to me. I wasn't going to really speak about the situation until a verdict came, but something stuck out to me that really bothered me, and I wanted to be able to point this out to y'all, see if y'all figured that out. But there was a point during the last trial the last time they were in trial in court together, and they played Kelsey's interview that she was talking, basically implicating or basically saying that it was Tory that shot her. But anyway, before that, they talked to a gun residue specialist, right? Now here, listen to this and tell me what you think. How do you interpret this? They're talking to, and right now I'm blanking. I don't know if it was the defense or the prosecution or whatever, but they were talking to a gun residue specialist, and they asked her questions. The first thing they asked her was, it's possible to, or not the question that they asked, but what she said was, it's possible that up to 18 feet, anybody around within that radius, within 18 feet of a gun, can get some type of gun residue on them, gunpowder residue. They asked if it would be possible for the person that had the gun to, or discharged the gun, to have more gunpowder residue on them than anybody else around them. And they said yes. And when they asked who had more, and before, I think it was before they could ask, or they asked who had more gun residue on them, the lady was like, I need to go back to my notes to refer to my notes to make sure I get it right. And while she was doing that, they switched gears and went somewhere else. I shit you not. When it was about to come to the time when they were going to say who had more gunpowder residue on them, they switched the entire topic and went to somewhere else without even giving an answer. I think that alone actually would have been the nail in the coffin to find out who actually discharged that weapon. And the fact they skipped over that not only lets me know that there's an angle that they're trying to play, but there's more to what's going on than what we see, aka behind the scenes. And one thing that I've been hearing a lot about is the fact that Roc Nation has been a part of this entire thing from the jump. And what confirmed that to me was Kelsey's testimony saying that, you know, Meg's team was right on it. As soon as it happened, Meg's team was going to take care of it. Meg's team, this and that. Meg is a part of Roc Nation. Now, I'm not going to say that they had some type of vendetta against Tory Lanez, or if they ever tried to sign him and he said no. That doesn't make any sense to me for them to want to try to take away this man's livelihood and put him in prison for fucking 25 years. But to my assumption, I would feel like there was something that Meg might have did that could be incriminating towards her. So they wanted to make sure that this was a whole entire victim situation where there was nothing that Meg did wrong and this was X, Y, and Z, which is why you see people getting mad when people bring up, you know, her other sexual partners. But it's like that plays into the whole situation. There wouldn't have been no questioning of who your sexual partners was if there wasn't a whole altercation over you being sexual with somebody who your friend was actually sexual with first. So the way that they're slut shaming and trying to use sex against Meg, no, this is part of the situation. There was a whole entire argument and a fight with people because of a sexual encounter that happened that most likely shouldn't have happened. And they're trying to, and what came of this is people calling, you know, Meg disloyal, Meg this and that. Whatever, man. These motherfuckers gonna fuck they friends, niggas and shit, and they gonna do whatever the fuck they gonna do. This shit happens. That happens in life. But to think that we have to negate those things because we have to, you know, look out for the best interest of women, it's like we have to start isolating certain things. You can tell when people are trying to come down on women, or when people are trying to use the excuse of, you know, you're only doing this because this is a woman, or you're using sex against her because of this. Man, there's a whole situation behind this, and somebody shot somebody behind this. And everything has to come into play. It don't matter what it is. Everything has to come into play. Now, I think after listening to everything that's been going on, I wholeheartedly think, you know, I asked the question, is Kelsey the prime suspect? Because she is the only one that has been displaying guilty attributes. She's the only one that has been displaying anything that makes her look guilty. And it's crazy because the people are out there on the internet saying, well, this is because Tory paid her off. But there has to be some type of proof behind that. It's easy to just throw that shit out there. It's easy to say some shit like that when you want to feel comfortable in your own narrative. There's a narrative that's being pushed. Nobody knows the full actual details or the facts of the story, but they want to hold on to their assumptions and to how they feel about it because they've been so invested in the shit. You get so heavily invested in the situation you weren't a part of and don't know facts about that now, even when there's common sense and logic and facts being brought up in the situation, you're using other shit to try to compensate and try to help continue on the narrative that you want, because social media has been pushing that. Social media continues to push the narrative, and it's crazy because it's like I'm seeing one thing, but the reactions say another. You can see the difference in what things get pushed up in the algorithms and what things get support on social media versus what doesn't, and what gets shadowed out and what gets easily dismissed by social media. And the fact that they think that there's a bunch of people who are riding with Tory to the point where it's going to affect this trial, you have lost your mind. Everything is in favor of Meg right now. Everything. And here's the thing, it sounds fucked up to say, because I mean, in reality, regardless if Tory or Kelsey did it, Meg is still a victim in the situation when it comes to getting shot. I can't say that. I mean, I know a lot of people put her on a shit list. Like, I just heard Joe Budden talk about how he just doesn't like her because of the things that she's done to people that he's close to. And, you know, although, of course, once again, we get some vague statement like that where we don't have any context or any actual, you know, reasoning behind it or what she actually did. It seems like those stories were already happening before this whole situation happened. Now, do I think Tory's going to go to... I don't think Tory's going to get locked up over this. I think that they're probably going to send this to a mistrial because, first of all, I mean, what are you going to do to a chick that has immunity? What are you going to do to a chick that has immunity, even if she's the one that looks the guiltiest out of anybody in this whole situation? What are you going to do to her? You can't do shit. Then when it comes to Tory, it's like there's not enough evidence surrounding, you know, him shooting her. Because if that's the case, then, you know, you can argue that Meg shot herself because there was, you know, there could possibly be gunpowder residue on her, and you don't know. Because they didn't even test Meg. I don't think did they test Megan for gunpowder residue? Did they test her for any type of, for DNA on the gun or anything like that? Regardless if they did or not, all I know is this was a situation where I knew from the jump we wouldn't be able to solve because there wouldn't be a person out there to actually give a straight story. And we talking about, and here's the difference between how Kelsey reacted to how Tory reacted. Kelsey dropped a whole diss track talking crazy about Meg. Tory dropped an album seemingly talk about the situation, but also in the same breath speaking on it in a way where it was more authentic. It wasn't him dissing. I don't think he dissed Meg at all. I think he was literally just speaking about his experience. And that tells me more about the individual in question than it does anything. I don't think there was ever a time where Tory actually came out and dissed Meg. Even when he went on live, and that one time when he went on live and tried to, you know, detail the story and what happened and how X, Y, and Z went down, he still did not, he was still trying to be careful with what he said because he didn't want to disrespect Meg. Meanwhile, somebody who was her best friend, like, think about it. The difference between a nigga that was just fucking on you opposed to a girl who called you her sister, who felt like y'all were family. One of them is putting diss tracks out saying you lied and did this. The other one is saying, hey, I thought we loved each other. I thought we cared about each other. Just seems weird to me. Now, after Kelsey testified and had that explosive testimony, everybody was talking about how she pled the fifth, how she said she didn't see nobody shoot Meg. She heard a shot, but she didn't hear no motherfucker say dance, bitch, dance. She just totally went on the stand and did what she did. They said, you know what? Okay, we had a feeling you were going to do that. Prosecution said, let's bring up this interview that she had where she basically the entire time pointed hands at Tory and said Tory was the one that shot her. But see, here's the thing about using that. Before you ever brought up you see, this is where they fucked up at. They should have just played that interview. They should have played the interview before she testified, because she testified first, and the first thing she did was talk about how she lied about what happened because she was scared. She's under oath right now. So her saying that she lied, regardless if she's lying about saying she lied, she is under oath, and this is going down as a statement that she lied under oath to save herself. So now that whole interview that they played with her talking about whatever she talked about, it means nothing now. Because now the defense can say, well, you heard what she said. She lied. How could we take her recollection of what happened as fact if she is confessing to us that she lied about what she talked about? And why isn't Kelsey getting the same energy as Tory? Because she could just well be the person that shot Meg just as much as Tory. Nobody knows this shit. Nobody knows for a fact. And the whole time and it's crazy because it'll be the same women who will sit up there and act like they advocates for other women will be sitting there making these statements because they actually in reality hate men. You hate men, so you make these conversations or you make these assumptions about how things are going down without it actually trying to look at the situation for itself. I have never once tried to say that, Meg was lying or Meg did this, or I never once was like, yeah, no, Tory didn't shoot her. Now I'm starting to be like, yeah, I don't think he shot her. I think it was her friend. Because nothing speaks more about rage and revenge than two women getting into it, especially best friends, over fucking on the same nigga. How many stories do you know about two females getting into it because one of them slept with the other one's man? What length do you think they would stop at? Where do you think their cutoff would be? I don't know. It's very hard when somebody is extremely emotional and wants to try to go and do something to somebody who they feel slighted or hurt by. What motive? Think about this. How do you go from smashing two chicks to shooting one of them? The story, and let me just keep it real, fuck it. The story leads to exactly Kelsey being the one that shot Meg. Please understand where I'm coming from. Because we have a nigga that didn't even want to be around them. They were leaving Kylie's house. He said, good, get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to smash Kylie. I'm trying to get up in them fake ass yeeks. Come on now. Y'all fucking up my game, man. Get the fuck out of here. And as soon as they left, the first thing Meg thought about was how Tory was probably going to be in Kylie's guts. Couldn't handle it, couldn't stand it. And plus being drunk as hell, had to go back and be like, no, you got to come with us. Come with us, no. On some Kevin Hart shit, no. You can't stay with Kylie, no. No, I'm not ready. I can't leave. I need Tory. Fucking dumbass shit. You go back and get the nigga. And because he's mad, this is what I'm thinking. This is my interpretation. Because if I'm thinking that Tory's this type of guy, this is what I think happened. You wanted them to leave, they left. You thought, all right, this is my chance. I'm here alone with Kylie. I can put this on my list. I can say, yeah, I hit one of the Jenners. Then all of a sudden you hear a knock at the door and it's the motherfuckers you tried to get rid of. And now you know that they won't leave until you leave. Now it's like, fuck it. Y'all trying to ruin my night? I'ma ruin y'all night. Guess what, Kelsey? I was fucking on Meg too. Now, what you got to say about that? Boom. Whole argument, fight ensues. There's a gun in the car. Who you think is going to be the one to grab a gun? The nigga that was just trying to make these motherfuckers mad? Or the person that got mad from what he said, felt betrayed, felt hurt? Who you think went and grabbed that gun? Then on top of that, I think not only did that happen, but the only reason there was a fight or any type of physical altercation between Tory and Kelsey was because that man was trying to get a gun away from her. Imagine Tory being the aggressor, right? He's the one that does not give a fuck to shoot at Meg. What makes you think he wouldn't shoot Kelsey? Why would he have to put hands on her? If I'm the nigga with a gun and I'm willing to shoot at a woman, why wouldn't I be prepared to shoot at this other woman? Because clearly I'm shooting. First of all, the reasoning behind me shooting at this first woman, there's no actual reasoning. There's just me doing it because I'm apparently drunk and I'm a fucking loose cannon. So I'm going to just shoot at her. Why would I waste my time to go over here and try to tussle with this girl when I could just shoot her? We got to make this scenario make sense. Out of all these people that be on the internet trying to advocate and say random ass shit about this situation, nobody ever has, ever come up with a logical reason as to why this nigga would shoot her. I know a logical reason as to why her friend would have. Because people would shoot motherfuckers for less betrayal. There's every reason in the world to point to Kelsey doing this shit, but hey, I guess we'll stick with the narrative, right? Either way, we do know that this whole trial should be ending this week. This week they're gonna wrap it up either tomorrow or Tuesday, I believe, at the latest. They're gonna wrap this up and they're gonna come to a verdict. And when that happens, I will be live to talk about it and to fill y'all in on what's going on. Either we're going to see Tory Lanez free or get sentenced to damn near 20-something years in prison for something that has yet to be proven. Has yet to be proven. The only thing people know for a fact is that Meg had bullet fragments in her foot. Where it came from, who did it, is going to remain a mystery regardless of the outcome of this trial. Now, speaking of trials, we all know what happened recently with Gunna, man. Gunna was released from jail after 7 months. YSL was brought up on RICO charges, and the entire conglomerate was taken behind bars. And Gunna has pled guilty and agreed and confirmed that YSL is a gang and all sorts of other things, right? And as soon as that information was freed to the public, and first of all, isn't it crazy how that type of stuff is leaked? Like, I don't think Gunna felt like the video of him talking about them being a gang and him, confirming certain things about YSL was going to be played to the public. But whoever it was in that courtroom wasn't supposed to. And that's another thing. When people aren't supposed to record in the courtroom and then footage comes out of court, of them in court doing shit, what happens to those people? Do they even try to go and look for these people? Do they ever give consequences to these people? I don't know. But either way, this happened. And, immediately Gunna put out a statement to let people know, hey, I did not snitch. I did not tell on anyone. I didn't have to tell anyone. Nothing that I said can be used against anyone in this trial. I don't know how much of that, because here's the thing. That specific thing may not be able to get used against them. But the thing about pleading guilty is if they need you for anything when it comes to being in trial, or you to be a witness or to come and speak on the stand, you have to do that as a part of your plea agreement. So what happened after that is now a whole situation of, okay, now we have to see what they have to do with the rest of the guys. And then next thing you know, it was a domino effect. I forgot the other names of the other guys, but, you know, a couple more members of YSL went and took a guilty plea and are being released from prison. And then, you know, we just saw Young Thug appear in court, and they kind of got a big win. You know, some evidence that was from 2015, they can't use it in the trial because of simple regulations when it comes to, you know, simply giving people back their property, and you don't do it as the investigating officer. Then the evidence that you got from that situation cannot be used because you now are illegally obtaining some things that you shouldn't have. So he got a little, you know, he was able to breathe a little bit from that. But in this situation, man, you know, I know it's funny, you know, some people make jokes. Even I made jokes. I made a fucking song talking about push and plead. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny. It's like, it's funny, it's satire. But at the end of the day, you know, you don't wish jail or wish, you know, prison on anybody. And also, you know, you will want to see everybody make it out of the situation that they're in. It's a hard situation to think about. You know, his sister came out, Young Thug's sister came out, and told people to stop calling Gunna a snitch, and, you know, that's not what he did. Whatever he said can't be used against her brother, you know, and shit like that. But at the same time, like I said earlier, if this goes to trial and they need somebody to testify and they call Gunna, he's going to have to do it, or they can bring back charges on him. Just that simple. And that brings me to, like, the whole conversation surrounding snitching. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we hold on to as a culture and what we try to push as regular in the culture will ultimately put black men in a situation that the same people have been advocating for them not to be in, aka being incarcerated, aka doing the things that are going to put them in a fucked up situation. You know what I'm saying? At some point, niggas have to stop blaming the system and start looking at the shit that they do. It's crazy because a lot of the same dudes will talk about how they do things on the low, or how they really are, or they seem like they're good at, you know, maneuvering their illegal activity. But at the end of the day, they're not. They're being monitored. They move dumb. They don't know how to, you know, cover their own tracks. It's inevitable that they will get caught up in some shit like this. The nigga Sauce Walker was just talking about Gunna, making fun of him a couple days ago. Guess what? Him, I don't know if it's him specifically, but they said 14 members of his crew just got hemmed up for RICO charges. Nigga, you was just talking about Gunna 2 days ago. Now the same thing could happen to you. None of you niggas are safe. None of y'all are kingpins. None of y'all are mob. None of y'all really got connections or ties like that to save you from these situations. You are a target. You're a target at the end of the day. So all you niggas out there in the rap game that's out here doing illegal shit, trying to run an empire on the low, trying to be the nigga that you can go and confirm this shit in your records, the shit ain't worth it. And it's going to put you in a situation where you think everything you done for a motherfucker in his life and his career, putting him on, making him a millionaire and helping him take care of his family, you think that's going to help save you. Sadly, it won't. And it never will. Now, I'm not encouraging niggas to go out here and start snitching. But what I am saying is, stop putting yourself in a situation where you have to snitch, young stupid motherfucker. A lot of people will die for the opportunity to be in a position to make a living doing what they love. And then on top of that, being able to take care of their family doing what they love and continue on that type of generational wealth for the next generation coming up under them. To fuck that all off because you trying to uphold some type of image or try to prove yourself to the streets is the dumbest shit in the world to me. It's a mindset that needs to be broken. And that's why I stopped talking against Charleston White because that nigga's good for the ecosystem. To be quite frank, niggas are saying some wild shit, some wild, unforgivable shit. Now, I would never become a fan of Charleston, but what I will do is not speak on that nigga in a wild negative way, because I wholeheartedly understand what he's doing, and it's weird, it's unorthodox, but that's society in a nutshell. Really unorthodox, random as hell, and whatever gets the people attention will get the people attention, as long as they understand the underlying message of whatever it is that you're doing. I guess do whatever it is you're gonna do. I don't know, I don't take that road myself, but hey, that's where we at as a society, I guess. People would die to make a living. You motherfucking right. Now, shout out to my Vikings going 11-3 last night. The greatest comeback in NFL history, might I add, coming back from a 33-0 deficit. I turned off the game before halftime because I was convinced that we was done. And I was having a little get together, man, you know what I'm saying, trying to celebrate the birthday. And I just didn't want to see these niggas lose that bad on my birthday. It would have threw my whole mood off, right? Then I get a text at halftime, after halftime, from my big brother talking about, are you ready for the greatest comeback ever? I said, man, shut the fuck up. We ain't finna do shit. This game is in the bag. Next thing you know, the Vikings said, hold up. Hold up, motherfucker. It ain't over. It ain't over. Them niggas got up. They put a pep in their goddamn step. And they went hard. Our defense is still ass, but let me tell you something, man. Our offense does not quit. The game is not over until it's over. They played their ass off to come back. They tied that bitch 36-36, win the OT, and won that shit by 3 points, man. Where it counted is where it mattered. That's the only thing that matters, man, is when it counts, man. We could be fucking up all game, but when we make plays, when it counts to put us in a position to win, that is a team right there that fights. That is a team that has incredible potential to do great things, man. So shout out to my Vikings, man. Shout out to Minnesota. Shout out to everybody that sticks with their squad, man. Gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. Now, I know there are other games on right now. Hey, moderators, get that little freaky little 6ix9ine bot out of here. Block that motherfucker. Send him to the gulags. Now, he said, so do that. Say something about us or them. It says more about... Good question. Good question. We need more time to sit with this caliber Vikings team. We need another season to see what they do, to know their patterns. I don't like the put us on edge and make everybody have a heart attack until we win the game strategy. I hate that. That shit fucks me up. It really does. Got me rethinking after hearing that. Yeah, I don't know. They said Matt Ryan holds the record for most, what was it, like most blown out or most blown leads or something like that. He was on both teams that like did something to this caliber or something like that. Matt Ryan can't catch a break apparently. Yeah, he said the team blew 2 30-point leads this year. That says more about... Yeah, okay. That says more about that squad than it does us. Because you can't allow yourself to have that much momentum and that much push to the point where you totally give up. Because you look at the first half versus second half points, we did not score in the first half. I think they scored 17 first quarter and 14 second quarter. The last two halves, third and fourth quarter, we scored. I think one of them was 14, the other one was 20. Whatever. I think it was 22 or something like that. Whatever got to 36. We went crazy. I mean, so it's like, yeah, it can say more about us, but at the same time, a team that would let off that'll blow 30-point leads like that. I don't know, nigga. That explains their fucking record. I'll say that much. You know, we should have been 10-4 yesterday, but somehow, some way, we pulled that off, man. More miracles than one. And that's true. Matt Ryan blew the 2 leads this year in that Super Bowl. Yeah, Matt Ryan can't catch a break. Not at all. What game's on right now that y'all watching, man? Let me see. We got Chicago playing Philly right now. Oh, my God. The Bears are beating. Oh, no, never mind. I lied. Philly is winning now. I really want Philly to lose. The Jags are playing the Cowboys. Atlanta's playing New Orleans. Pittsburgh at Carolina. KC and Houston. And the Lions are playing the Jets right now. I can't lie, I do want the Eagles to lose today. I, in fact, want the Eagles to lose today. Who just cashed at me? Which one of you lovely humans? Shout out to Reggie, man. Shout out to Reggie for the 10 in the Cash App. I appreciate that, man. You know, your boy's birthday is coming up, man. You know, there's some things I would like to do. So I appreciate those Cash Apps, man. I really do, man. They really help out, not just me, but this show. What else I was gonna do? So like I said, my birthday's coming up on Tuesday. I'm gonna do a birthday show, I think either Monday or Tuesday, one of those days. So make sure you pull up. I'm gonna do it on StreamYard so I can have, you know, the GMS fam pull up and, you know, do participate in the show with me. So if you want to pull up wherever you are in whatever city, whatever state you in, want to smoke one with your boy, man, let me know. I will be here rolling up the stankiest of the ankiest, and we all gonna enjoy ourselves, man. I think he did. I gotta ask him, because he was probably like, who the fuck just sent me $11? Let me tell him. See if he texts me back. He said, eat some banana pudding for me. Oh yeah, Christmas dinner, man. Christmas coming up. We gonna have Christmas dinner at my granny house, man. I heard they finna cook everything. It's gonna be like another another Thanksgiving. So I can't wait for that. It's lit. What y'all gonna do for the holidays, man? What y'all gonna do for the holidays? I'm kicking it right now just for a little bit. Let me pack up a Pinchy or something like that. Let me smoke a little bit real quick before I get out of here. This was the vibe day, you know what I'm saying? I don't normally do shows on Saturdays or on the weekends, either Saturdays or Sundays, so I know everybody be busy and shit, but I feel like getting on here and talking some shit. You know, I miss Friday. Get a little courtesy show in. Why the fuck not? I heard there's gonna be a lot of shit going on though. How much money y'all spend on presents? How about that? How much money you motherfuckers spend on these badass fucking no fucking deserving ass kids? He said, I'm lonely. Bring your ass out to Minnesota, man. You know you can kick it with the family. He said, can I get a plate part 2? Nigga, of course. Shit, I'm gonna have to slingshot you some plates then, my nigga. He said, and yeah, fool, you know what I'm saying, man? You know, you niggas gonna be enough plates to go around, man. You already know you are welcome, man. Pull up, nigga, pull up. Let me see where. Let me pull this motherfucking. I like this joint right here. Not one dime. Oh yeah, that's right. You ain't spent a motherfucking thing. He said I spent it on my goddamn self. Hey man, all my niggas that's here right now, man, in the chat, man, all 20 of y'all, hit the like button, man. Put the GMS in the chat. He said I got out of there under $300 for the kid. Them Amazon Prime deals be hidden. I needed to look at that, bro. I did not surf Amazon because all my shit came with cash. So it was like I couldn't just go on the internet and order a bunch of shit. I wish I could have, bro, because I heard them Amazon Prime deals was going nuts, nigga. Nuts, nigga. Smoke something if you got it. I know some of y'all got it. Nigga, I drank a lot yesterday. I don't know how I'm functioning today. I really don't. I drank a whole bottle of, well, I forgot what it was, Roscato or some shit, pink Moscato. Whole bottle to myself, and then just start drinking like a bunch of beers, nigga. I think I drank like 20 beers last night. And it was unscathed. That's a new record for me. Oh yeah, JR, I've been cooking, man. I got so many new shits, man. I got so many new shits. Matter of fact, we gonna end it with a new beat. We gonna end the show with a new beat. Something y'all ain't heard yet. So if y'all wanna hear something cold, stick around. I work on PreSonus Studio One. And I use my MPD 218. GMS fam, the green room. Y'all have a good motherfucking day. I'll see y'all Monday, aka tomorrow. Let's have a good birthday show. GMS fam, the green room. We out.